What's going on? It's good to see you today. We're going to be talking about how to create better videos without spending any money, spending $0, no matter what you're shooting on, whether that's a really great camera, just your iPhone. These are going to be tips that can help anyone to create better videos, and you won't have to spend anything. And whew, I've been running around. I need to catch my breath real quick. But let's go ahead and dive into point number 1. Alright, point number 1 is going to be do your research. Look for inspiration. Say you want to create a really epic product video. Look for people that do that and look to glean some information and some techniques from what they do and look to implement that in your video. Say you want to shoot a narrative piece. Look at some great movies that you really enjoy and draw inspiration from those so that as you go to create your video, you have more of an idea of where you want to take your video and how you want it to look. Next up is going to be to take the time to actually plan your videos. This is so important in order to create a successful video. Take the time to outline, to script, to create a shot list. Maybe you have to make an audio video column. Just take the time to plan, kind of get your vision set for what you want your video to become. It's going to save you a lot of time later on, and I almost guarantee you that you're going to end up with a more polished and more professional end product. All right, not going to spend too much time on this one right here, but make sure you have all of your technical settings right. What I mean by that is make sure your frame rate is set at what you want that to be. Make sure your shutter speed is locked in at double your frame rate for most situations. Make sure you have the right aperture set so you have enough depth of field for whatever you're filming. Make sure your exposure is right. That's a huge one. Don't overexpose or underexpose your image. Yes, you can fix some of that later on, but it can end up being real noisy or just real nasty. So if you can get it right in camera, then you'll be really glad you did. All right, another quick tip is to make sure you have good lighting. And this doesn't matter whatever camera you're using, lighting is so important. And if you don't have the gear, that's okay. That's why we're talking about doing this without spending any money whatsoever. A window light can be a great option for you, sitting next to a window that looks really nice on the skin, and especially going out to shoot at golden hour when the sun is rising, when the sun is setting. You get really nice orange warm tones. If you're wondering, I'm trying to keep my balance on this log right here. That's really fun. But yeah, shooting at golden hour is going to make your footage look really, really nice. Something to avoid is going out to shoot at like noon when the sun is right overhead, creating really harsh shadows. That doesn't look good whatsoever. But if you have really cloudy days like today, it can actually be all right. But those are some quick lighting tips that'll give you better videos. Another tip I have is to vary your focal lengths and vary your angles. These go hand in hand. What I mean by that is get your 16mm, 24mm shots, establish your scene, show everything that's going on. Also get your tighter shots, at 85, 135, show the details and all the things that are happening in your environment. That's really important. And also think about your angles. Shoot low, shoot high. Don't just shoot at eye level. That's going to help make your video more dynamic. It's going to make it look more professional, and I know it's going to result in a better product. All right, now let's dive into the edit a little bit. I want to talk about sound, and sound plays such a crucial role in creating an amazing video, especially music. Music is so important. Take your time selecting the right music. It really helps drive the story and drive the emotion of your story as well. But also think about sound. I'm out here in the woods. Think about all the sounds I hear, the birds chirping, the wind rustling through the leaves, my feet on the ground. These are all things that you should incorporate in your video if necessary, because it really helps draw your audience into the experience. So think about that. Think about adding sound effects where necessary if you're transitioning from one thing to the next. But really just take time to invest in sound design in your videos. It's really going to make your videos pop and draw your audience into that experience.
Morning breaks upon the Blue Ridge Mountains. Fog gently flows past the layers of rock jutting from the mountainside. the Earth is waking up.
Another editing tip is to cut to the beat of the music. This is going to make a significant difference in your video if you're not cutting to the beat of the music usually. Just by doing this simple technique, your videos are going to drastically improve. It's going to help draw your audience more into the experience, and it's just going to feel more natural. Your edit is going to feel smoother, and I know you're going to like the end result. So try it out, cut to the beat of the music, and watch how it affects your videos. Also take time to color grade your footage, and this is something that not a lot of people notice. Usually only people in the video field will notice this, but color plays a huge role in driving the tone and the feel of your video, and it can just make your footage look really nice as well. So take the time to color correct your footage and to color grade it as well, meaning you're applying the same look to each clip so that your entire piece kind of has that same feel and look to it. So take the time to do that. It's going to make your piece look more professional. There's tons of tutorials out there about color grading. I'll throw mine up in the card for you to check out. But yeah, take time to color grade and watch how it improves your videos. You have finished your video, you've wrapped everything up, and you're ready to share it with the world. Let's talk about export. And you want to make sure you export for the right platform that you're going to be showing your video. And what I mean by that is that yes, usually you export a video in a widescreen format, but if you're sharing this on, say, Instagram or Facebook or on a story on either of those platforms, the ratio of the video needs to change so that you maximize the real estate space that those platforms offer you so the audience sees most of your video. What I mean by that is instead of sharing a widescreen video as an Instagram post where it's only going to take up a little bit, think about at least making that a 1x1 video or a 4x5 vertical, because then the audience is able to see more of your video on their screen. And if you're exporting for a story size video, make sure that's 9x16 vertical as well so that it takes up the whole phone screen and it's not just going to be this little sliver of video. So definitely make sure you think about that before you share your video online. And no matter what, no matter if you're creating for yourself, you're creating for a client, you're creating because it is your full-time work, have fun and enjoy the process, because at the end of the day, whatever you're doing and whoever you're doing it for, even if it's for yourself, you are creating, and that is amazing, and that is something that we should all be thankful for, that we have the opportunity to do that, whether we have a fancy camera or just an iPhone or some old 10-year-old camera. You are getting to create something, and that is awesome. All right, guys, that is going to be it for me today. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful, found it entertaining, smash that like button, and I will see you in the next one. Woo, I'm gonna lose it.